All right, Coach. Starting up spring practice Tuesday. I guess how you feeling going into it?
I'm excited. We've got really good numbers. We've had right now it looks like we're gonna have close to 70. Kids have been really excited through the transition. They've tried to bring a lot of excitement with the transition. We've done things like renovated the weight room. They know that they're getting new uniforms that they haven't seen yet. We're gonna do some things that are similar to a college atmosphere. For the most part, when we get there, we'll have music during practice. It's the type of things that keep the kids motivated. So we're excited about that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. You started up here with them in January. How has that went from January till now?
It's been really good. There's been some curves. One thing that I told them part of the transition is that we're going to make it tough enough to the point to where the ones that are half bought in or don't want to be here, they're not going to make it. We've kind of our numbers have dropped some, but I thought it was very important that the ones that are competitive and the true ball players would stick around, because that's the type of atmosphere that they want. And the ones that can't handle it, they decided to make other decisions. So that's one thing that we've been focused on, and those kids deserve this type of atmosphere.
Okay. I know on the field, probably not anybody in Crossville seen you coach a game yet. So let's go X's and O's. What can fans of the Jets expect on the field from you guys?
Well, it's funny, with my dad's reputation and being under Bobby Sharp at Lewis County, who's a Hall of Famer, great guy. He's a wing T guy, and both of them learned under Herschel Moore, which if you've coached high school football in Tennessee, you know who Herschel Moore is. Most significant wing T influence in history in the state. Probably would even say at the high school level.
Yeah.
So that stigma has followed me, and I love the wing T, but we're not actually going to be a wing T team. I take a lot of principles from wing T. We'll be typically what's called 20 personnel. A lot of misdirection, a lot of action, but with our quarterbacks that we have some intelligent quarterbacks, some versatility at the quarterback position. So we'll be able to do a lot of things, a lot of reads. We'll be pretty modern, similar to schools like Auburn and Clemson, that two-back system with a sniffer. And that's what we're planning to do. We have a lot of bodies that fit that H-back position. And it really that's a very, very significant position that we'll have offensively. So, we need guys that, just can work their feet and, drive through people. But X's and O's are great, but we've got to get really good at the fundamentals. So this spring we're going to be focused on blocking and tackling.
Okay. I guess, what are some maybe unique challenges you have right now with this being your first spring that maybe you wouldn't have if you'd been somewhere a little while?
Yeah, I think terminology. We have a completely new offense. We do think we actually go away from the numbered traditional whole system. So that's kind of a big curve for kids to grasp. And one thing we have to focus on as coaches is not worrying about installing so much in the spring. Make sure they understand the terminology, the basic foundational stuff, and then we can go from there. Because I'm a big advocate. It doesn't matter how much you know; it matters how much your kids know. So we want to find something to be really good at, find something we can hang our hat on, and really be able to find an identity this spring. That's our goal. We want to get better at blocking and tackling, and then know, hey, here's a couple things that we are for sure going to be putting ourselves in a good position when we go to.
Yeah. Okay, last thing here. If there's anything I hadn't brought up, anything you think needs to be said, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I think the community and all the support, Booster Club, the administration here has been incredible. This is my fourth coaching job in my short tenure. And I've been at some great places with some great people, but this has been the smoothest transition, bar none. And it's just been great. And like I said, our administration has been phenomenal. The support from the community, the support from the parents have been amazing. And I don't think people understand how significant that is through a transitional job, especially as a head coach. So I just want to tip my hat off to those people, as well as all the people that have allowed me to be in this position. Significant person, Bobby Sharp at Lewis County. Huge thanks to him. A lot of administration at Landmark Christian School. But most importantly, my dad. He's my hero. He's why I'm doing what I am today. So I think it's very pivotal that those people get the respect and that they deserve.